Hey everybody, it's me, the Amazing Atheist. I'm sitting here with my buddy Paul's Ego.
What's up, everybody?
And we're about to take a look at something we saw on the Daily Dot. It's an article called "The Comments on This Comic About What It's Like to Be a Woman Online Prove Precisely Why It Exists."
Isn't that great? It just works out that way.
Neat. Alright, so the article starts off by saying, it's not unusual for Sylvia Karras to create comics about female and non-binary experiences. Well, what is she? Female? Non-binary? Because how can she speak for something she's not?
Exactly.
That's against the tenets of feminism.
If she's a female, how can she purport to speak for non-binary people?
And if she's non-binary, how can it purport to speak for females? Anyway, her latest comic, titled "The Internet is Great If You're a Man," is another great example. However, this time, men were the ones who had something to say about it. So we're going to take a look at the comic, first of all. Do you identify as not male, and are you on the internet?
Yes, I do. And yes, I am.
Great! Here are some terms and conditions that come along with that. Are you about to share an opinion any men might disagree with?
Yeah.
Then get ready to meet Bob and his sexist friends.
What?
Your opinion is wrong and you're ugly.
Only men can say things.
This was clever only if you go out with me. Okay, so let's pause right there. And Paul, what are your thoughts on this so far, buddy?
I hate to have such a shallow opinion of it so far, but it sounds like bullshit so far. Anybody that goes on the internet hears shit they don't want to hear. Not just women and non-binary people.
Yeah, I mean, like, let's just go through this list of things they say. Your opinion is wrong and you're ugly. Yeah, I've heard that.
Yep.
Only men can say things.
I've heard the inverse of that.
I've heard women say that men should not say anything and only women can talk, and this is a women's space. So there's that. And then there's that was clever only if you go out with me one, which I guess I haven't heard that, but I don't think I don't think the author of this comic has ever heard that either.
Would it shatter your fucking world if you heard that?
No.
Oh.
I would just say fuck off and block that person. So we'll continue on with the comic. Are you posting a selfie?
Yeah.
Then meet Frank and his creepy friends, ready to make you feel uncomfortable.
You are beautiful, but if you turn me down, you are what?
You're ugly.
What?
Show more skin. Show less skin.
You are beautiful, but if you turn me down, you are ugly? What kind of attempt at a pickup line is that? Like, if you really are hearing that, you're just hearing the worst pickup line ever. I mean, it's nothing against you.
Hey, baby, you're beautiful, but if you turn me down, you're ugly.
You're an ugly whore if you say no.
I think what this is actually referring to is these guys that hit on a girl, but then when she rejects them, he has the whole sour grapes thing of like,
oh, sure.
Well, fuck you then, you ugly dyke bitch. You know? Yeah. Which, yeah, that guy's out there, but so are a million other types of assholes that we all have to fucking deal with on a daily basis. Yeah.
Is there anything I can do? Hold on. Is there anything that I can just do in peace on the internet?
Sure, just watch the world burn. Don't say anything and look at kittens. Ba-da-dum-ba-dum-bum.
What world does this comic take place in?
It takes place in feminist land.
Got it.
Where this is what reality is like. But no, it goes on because this is an article about how the comments on this comic actually prove this comic's merit. The message in the comic is clear. We all love the internet. It's a place we're happy to be. But the experience can be fraught when you account for how heavily policed women's opinions and physical appearance tend to be online. Whoop whoop! Fucking internet police!
Yeah. How do you apply to this internet police department? Because I think I'd be a good internet cop.
Give me your best internet, cop.
Whoop! Excuse me, miss. You're not showing enough cleavage. You'd be way more attractive if you showed a little more up front. Maybe a little in the back, too. Let's see the dumper, baby. All right. Take care, citizen.
And that's the law, right?
That is, of course, the law of the internet.
You can't disobey the internet.
Absolutely
police.
not. No, you dress the way we tell you to dress here, missy.
Many recommended the post. As of this writing, it has over 200 likes.
Woo! 200
200
whole likes?
But in an ironic twist, a number of men, dun dun dun, decided to sound off in the comments and teach Karis a thing or two about what it's actually like here on the good old net.
The good old net.
So let's take a look at some of these comments. This is from a guy named Satcher Hod. You want to take this one, Paul?
Sure. Consider that the reason you experience the internet in that fashion might have something to do with your expectation of it, the topic you try and push, and the way you go about criticizing or communicating your ideas. Beyond that, you need to realize that everyone is being confronted on the internet, unless, as you mentioned in the comic, they spend their time looking at kittens. You just experience it from a place of shame, rather than perceiving it as an opportunity to learn something, change the opinions of others, or just use that platform as a way to communicate and share your ideas, and not necessarily as a way to win debates. I've been surfing the net for the past 24 years, and I have yet to encounter anyone winning any debate online. So what's the problem with this comment again?
This comment proves... the comments on this comic about what it's like to be a woman prove precisely why it exists. So apparently this is the kind of harassing male. Remember when in the comic someone said this? You know, remember, like,
yeah.
I thought the comic said men were going around saying shit like, yeah, baby, fuck, if you're beautiful, but if you don't like me, then you ugly. Like, what is this?
Yeah, you remember it was like, if you say yes, baby, you're hot, but if you say no, you're ugly. And then the next guy was saying, maybe your problem is the way you communicate your ideas. You remember that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That fucking mansplaining pile of shit. Another man who refers to himself as a feminist dad implied that Karis is weak for feeling the way she feels. He also doesn't believe in safe spaces. What a fucking monster, ladies and gentlemen. As a father to 2 daughters, I will be raising them not to be so weak. If they cannot withstand criticism, then I would encourage them not to seek public reassurance. I would also hope they gave more self-esteem than posting selfies for the subjective approval of strangers on the internet. The world has zero obligation to be a safe space, and I have the maximum obligation to prepare them for that. Sincerely, a feminist dad who knows the difference between oppression and whining.
What a shitlord!
Can you believe that he would talk to women in this manner?
Can you believe that he would imply that he's raising his daughters to exist and function in the real world?
Sickening.
Where people don't hold your hand and kowtow to every little mental hang-up you have.
So what I'm getting from this is that the feminists at the Daily Dot clearly make no differentiation between a man saying, yeah, baby, nice pooper, let me stick my dick in it, you fucking slut, and offering up reasonable fucking criticism.
Yeah, there's no difference between just slobbering over a woman online and telling her, maybe the way you're going about this makes your argument look bad. Or maybe you should lighten up a little bit and look around and realize the entire world isn't based around you.
Nope.
But
others express frustration that Karis' post implies women are lone targets of harassment on the internet.
As if women are the lone target of assholes on the internet. As if women and only women are subject to ridicule, verbal abuse, and ignorant condemnation from trolls. You're not. We, all of us, have to mitigate assholes online. You just think you're special and privileged for being a victim. You call it sexism, etc.
So, once again, what's the problem with this?
Yeah, what's untrue about that?
What is untrue?
I've been on the internet since the internet was the internet, and I've been dealing with assholes on the internet since then.
Yep, since day one on the internet. You know, I mean, almost like the first thing you do if you get like a Twitter account, you're just waiting for that first fucking troll, and it doesn't take fucking long.
Yep. Who's gonna be the first prick? Oh, there he is. There he is. All right.
Well, the Daily Dot's gonna fill us in on why we're wrong here. While it's true that men can be the target of harassment, the idea that Karis thinks she's special is an astounding misinterpretation of the comic in question. I believe that art can be interpreted in a number of different ways. Obviously, this guy is approaching the comic from a different set of sensibilities, and he's just sharing what he sees there. He's not being overtly insulting or trying to hurt anyone's feelings. He's just offering up how he feels about the comic. And yeah, according to him, it does seem like she's trying to adopt this special snowflake mentality. I'm a special victim because people were mean to me on the internet. Which everyone gets people mean to them on the internet. No one is exempt from that. Karis, whose comic can be found on Tumblr and Femsplain, told the Daily Dot, "It was created to parody exactly the reaction that it ended up receiving. No, it clearly wasn't. Because the comments that you had men saying in your comic were nothing like the reactions you got from men in the comments section."
Yeah, you used a bunch of reasonable comments to justify a comment saying that, or a comic saying that women are subjected to nothing but sexual slurs online. There were not one of these dudes asked you to pull your tits out, or told you if you showed your ass, your argument would be better.
Yeah, so Karis added, "I'm well aware that online harassment isn't restricted to those demographics, but my main intent behind creating comics about feminism is, of course, to discuss, often in a humorous light, issues faced by women and non-binary people." Well, if you understand that harassment isn't restricted to those demographics, then that's not really an issue being faced by women and non-binary people. That's an issue being faced by anyone who's online.
Yeah, people.
Yeah, people in general who go online. They're going to experience online fucking harassment at some point or another if they choose to be part of the online community, because there are assholes out there who will fucking start fights with you, and they'll say mean things and shit.
If you choose to reveal something about yourself online that is personal, there will be somebody that will use it against you. That's just the rule of the internet, and that doesn't require a woman or a non-binary person or a trans person. It just requires you to be a red-blooded person on the internet.
And there's really nothing more to this article. It just shows a bunch of feminists agreeing with her that, wow, these comments really prove the point of the comic, which I think we've pretty much exposed why they don't. If you like me and Paul's commentary here, be sure to check out our review of Ghostbusters. We sat down and watched the entire 2016 Ghostbusters film, provided our running commentary to that. We tear it apart just as efficiently as we did this comic. Hope you guys will check that out. It will be linked to in the comments, in the description bar down below.
I am still suffering the after effects of that movie.
Are you?
Yes.
What is the most pronounced after effect?
Intrusive flashbacks of terrible jokes that never land.
Yeah. The thing that keeps haunting me is how they defeated the villain of the movie by shooting him in the dick.
Yeah, the way that they revealed the villain of the movie, and I thought, oh, that's kind of cool, and then he turned into a giant blob of nothing, and they shot it in the dick. Yeah.
The end. So yeah, check out our me and Paul watching Ghostbusters, and I hope you enjoyed this video and us tearing this stupid, absolutely ridiculous Daily Dot article and this ridiculous comic that went along with it apart. Have a good night or morning or whatever fucking time it is when you're seeing this. I'm the Amazing Atheist. Peace the fuck
out.
Oh, you're gonna steal me. You're gonna
steal my
I'm
stealing your
shit.
You're
You're gonna
Peace
steal
the
my
fuck
fucking
out.
shit, huh? Fuck you, bitch.
Peace the fuck out.